Hey everyone, let's jump right into today's explainer. You've definitely seen the soft girl aesthetic floating all over your feed, right? Well, today we are completely deconstructing it into an actionable psychological framework. We're moving way beyond the pastel sweaters and iced coffees to look at the incredibly powerful and honestly somewhat dangerous mindset that operates quietly behind the scenes.
Okay, here is our roadmap for today. 1. The soft girl misconception. 2. Defining the dangerous mindset. 3. The internal system shift. 4. The 1% rule. And 5. Definitely stick around because we're going to do a quick study review at the end to lock this all in.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the soft girl misconception, separating aesthetic from psychology. So, society constantly feeds us this very specific image. We're told that being a soft girl is literally just about pastel colors, being super passive, and leaning into these cozy little routines. But the psychological reality, it is totally different. A truly soft girl isn't passive or weak at all. It's actually about developing this completely unshakable identity and aggressively, and I mean aggressively, protecting your peace in a world that is just full of noise.
Which brings us right into Section 2, defining the dangerous mindset, immunity to external validation.
So, what does this actually mean? Here is our working definition for this dangerous mindset. It's being completely immune to outside validation and flat out rejecting the pressure to please the crowd or play the perfect person. Now, in psychology, having a dangerous mindset obviously doesn't mean you're out there causing harm to anybody. Rather, it's this radical act of looking at a culture that constantly demands you be the perfect daughter, the perfect student, or the perfect friend, and simply saying, you know what, I don't need your approval.
And here's the absolute crucial point. This mindset doesn't just magically appear out of thin air. It's built on one rock-solid foundation, absolute self-respect. This is the exact thing that shifts your brain out of that exhausting survival mode and finally shuts down the comparison trap. Because when you build this absolute self-respect, you literally stop scrolling through Instagram and comparing your messy, perfectly normal life to someone else's fake, curated reality. You stop letting everyone else's expectations run your life.
Moving on to Section 3, the internal system shift, making your energy a sanctuary.
Take a really good look at this list, because the very first step of this internal shift is dropping these exhausting behaviors entirely. Seriously, you have to stop chasing that fleeting hit of motivation. Stop seeking approval from everyone around you, and just step away from engaging in petty drama or participating in loud arguments. Stop letting outside expectations dictate your energy. These behaviors will literally just drain you dry.
Instead, you're going to start taking quiet action. Step 1, you treat your energy as a literal sanctuary. Step 2, you set silent boundaries. You don't even need to announce them to anyone. You simply walk away from the noise, which is Step 3. And Step 4, you maintain ruthless internal discipline. Because to the outside world, yeah, you might look soft, passive, and calm, but internally, your discipline is absolutely ruthless.
All right, Section 4, the 1% rule. Building unstoppable discipline in quiet moments.
The 1% rule. I really want you to lock in on this number, because true power, it doesn't scream. You absolutely do not need a loud, dramatic transformation, like announcing to the entire internet that you are changing your life for it to actually be real. It's just about those tiny 1% shifts. It happens in the quiet moments. I'm going to pause and just let that sink in for a second. The real shift happens when you choose to study when the house is finally quiet, without needing to post a cute aesthetic picture of your laptop to prove to everyone you're being productive. It happens when nobody else is watching.
Ultimately, it comes down to choosing your own goals over a temporary hit of dopamine. Think about it. Choosing actual sleep instead of a 2 a.m. doomscrolling session. This specific, quiet choice is exactly why a person with this mindset becomes so completely unstoppable. She isn't out there fighting the world, she has mastered herself.
Okay, let's see how much of this stuck. Section 5, Study Review. Let's test your comprehension with a few practice questions. Here is question 1 for you. What is the true definition of a dangerous mindset in this specific context? I'll give you a couple of seconds of silence to actively recall what we just talked about. And the answer is complete immunity to outside validation. Did you get that one? Remember, it's all about stepping away from that heavy pressure to be the perfect student or the perfect friend for everyone else. You just don't need the crowd's approval anymore. All right, let's move right into question 2.
What is the foundational element required to build this mindset? Here's a quick hint for you. It's the specific element that finally gets your brain out of survival mode.
The answer is absolute self-respect. Building absolute self-respect completely overrides and replaces that endless, exhausting chase for motivation we're all so used to.
Okay, here is your final review question. Question 3. According to the 1% rule, what actually drives a soft girl's unstoppable nature? Focus your memory on what we said happens during those vital, quiet moments.
And the answer, choosing her own goals over temporary dopamine. Brilliantly done if you pulled that one from memory. To wrap up this review, I really just want to emphasize that mastering oneself, choosing sleep over a glowing screen or choosing silent boundaries over loud arguments, that is what constitutes true, undeniable strength.
So I want to leave you with this one thought to chew on today. Are you protecting your peace or are you just pleasing the crowd? Remember, true strength doesn't scream. It sits quietly, it builds an unshakable system, and it just focuses on the next step. So stop trying to be perfect for a world that literally changes its mind every single day. Protect your peace, build that absolute self-respect, and keep your mindset dangerous. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this